Hello, everyone. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going, Kurt?
Well, it's going well, Amanda. Who the heck are you?
Me? Oh, I'm just a little old streamer. They call me Amanda or VampX13, whatever you prefer. This is my channel where sometimes we do a lot of different things. And on Mondays, one of those things tends to be playing tabletop role-playing games. So Kurt and I are doing that. And that is Kurt's link, which you should go check out. Yes, what else do I do? That's basically it. I'm a streamer, I'm a YouTuber, I'm an actor, I do things on the internet. Kurt, who are you and what do you do?
Fair question. My name is Kurt. I do a whole bunch of things. Let's see. I make games. I
True.
play games.
True.
I think about games a lot. I've been thinking about games all day long. Don't tell my employer, the federal government of Canada. I was also working, but there's a little cordoned off section of my brain that goes, games?
Games?
They
But
exist.
also games?
But also games?
I like it.
Yeah,
That's fair. I won't tell the government of Canada if no one else in chat tells the government of Canada.
right,
Also,
right.
hello, Peter. Hello, Rapala. Hello, Danny. Hello, Kurt. Wait,
Hey,
no, you're
everybody.
Kurt. Hi, Kurt. Hi, Lanique. Your message made me say hi to Kurt. I love it. I was just saying before we started this stream that I am as usual very sober. But I feel not very sober. I drank a lot of water today, so I'm really hydrated. So I don't know if that does something to
Huh.
a person. I drank my whole bottle. Have you seen my new jug that I got, Kurt?
Show me the water.
I'll show you. This jug. Hold on. I'll just grab it. Oh my gosh. I had it on the streams this weekend. Oh my
Things
gosh.
are always exciting with Amanda around.
And I've been drinking it, and it's like over 2 liters. So you get your like whole day of water for the day. It has like, look at this handle. This is a hardcore.
Can
So
I
I
also
drank this all
say,
today.
it's
Yes.
a beautiful, beautiful bottle.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's
I
got
wasn't
this nice cover
expecting.
on it, and then it's also got a spot you could put your phone in here. My phone's too big. It's because it's giant, but I mean, you could put my phone through here, but I don't know if I don't know if it'd be very secure because I can't fit it in there. So,
Right.
but yeah, and you can like clip your keys on it. It's like I don't know, some fitness person uses this, and
Wow.
now I am that
Now
person.
it's you. You are the
No.
fitness person.
Yeah. So I'm very hydrated, so that might be why I'm weird today. Or it might just be that
It's
I'm like
hydration
this
for sure.
all the time. I'm not sure.
Hi, DiCarlo. Hi, Matt.
Hello. So
DiCarlo, oh,
today,
we just learned DiCarlo's name. Is it Michael? Chris.
Chris.
It's
Hmm.
Chris. The
He
two
is
names.
one of the Chris's. One of the Chris. We're gonna need. We got the D squad. Is that what we call them? That's what I'm calling them in my mind.
Should we? Should we call him that?
Well, that's what they call the droid team in Star Wars. They're called the D Squad because they're
Right.
droids. So
I would
D's
argue
for
wasn't an
damage.
idea then either. That was also a bad idea.
The Trinity. The Trinity. Yes, I feel like there is well, we have the three Dans. And do we have three Chris's? I think we have three Chris's. This is like I love this that there's little clubs forming. It makes me really happy.
Sure, sure.
So today we are not the stream team fully. We are 2/3 because it is Kurt and I. So we're doing another little duo RPG, which if you're wondering if those exist and you can play role-playing games with just two people, you can play role-playing games actually even with just one person, which I think this game you could also do.
What an
Is that true?
excellent segue, Amanda. Yes, you can, because today we're going to be playing Death of the Author, a solo tarot-based tabletop role-playing game by the inimitable Sam Lee, also known as Goblin Mixtape on socials.
So cool.
Yeah, Sam's kind of a genius kind of person, and she has made this game, which we are bringing out in advance of the crowdfunding campaign that will be happening. So keep an eye out for that if you like telling cool stories. Felicity knows. Felicity knows.
There is the link for you in the chat for anyone that would like to check that out, which I would highly recommend that you should. I'm already very excited just based on what I've seen.
Well,
I don't
what is
have everything open though, so that is the question. What is it? Why don't you tell everybody else what it is while I'll open up my rules here?
I will do that. You will need the rules open, and I have also created a play space of sorts on playingcards.io. I have linked you
I have
there.
that. I also have this. Oh wait, this is Kurt only. I downloaded a Kurt only thing. Oh no.
Yeah, you don't need that. That is the file that. Well, okay, whatever. I'll tell the chat. There is a great site for playing card-based games online called playingcards.io. You can do pretty much anything you would ever need to with cards, and you can save your pretty little creations and then upload them to create a page of your own. And I have done that today. So Amanda has downloaded a completely strange, unnerving file, .pcio, I believe.
I feel like this is gonna be like they're gonna contact you next. Like Google Sheets already is like wanting to know more about Kurt's sheet skills. I feel like playingcards.io is gonna be next for the people that will say, wait a minute, who is this mastermind? No, this looks really, really cool. And so are we gonna be, I'm assuming, so this is called Death of the Author. Yes?
Yes.
So I'm assuming it's not going to be like that tarot movie that's coming out, though.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about that. As far as I'm concerned, tarot cards are just old French playing cards.
That is what they are. That is the origins of the tarot. Why did I say it like that? The tarot.
The tarot.
I sound like I belong in What We Do in the Shadows or something. The tarot back in the day. I was around when they created the tarot.
The tarot.
So tell me about the tarot and Death of the Author.
Before I can do that, I'm just going to say, Taylor, might be sooner than you think with this Kurt being sponsored by Google Sheets. Not really, but apparently someone asked if they could show Google Sheets my weird Google Sheets creations, and Google Sheets loved them, and that was a weird thing to happen in my life.
Yeah, so. Google Sheets, someone from Google Sheets was like, wait a minute, I need to share this with the Google Sheets people, all the other ones. So that is, who knows, maybe one day that will be our sponsor. Google Sheets.
The Goog themselves. Then we won't be able to co-stream on Twitch. Anyway, back to the game. Death of the Author is a game in which there's a character who is fighting for agency in their story against the wishes of their author. So we are going to control the character, and we're trying to make this story ours. We're trying to change what has been written, overrule our destiny, and at the end of it, we will confront our author. So, there's a question that we might as well ask up front. Do we think that the author is writing a book? This is writing a book. Do we think that they have written a sort of TV show, an audio drama? Is this some kind of visual novel? What's the medium our character exists in?
I like a book. I also kind of like a podcast. Could they be writing? Do people write? People write podcasts, right? Or like a radio show.
Let's say a radio show. That's fun.
Right? And if we want to have it be in the modern era, that basically would be a podcast, because radio shows now, we still call them. It's weird though, because I'm always like, but it's so theatrical. Is this a podcast? And people are like, it's a podcast. Podcast can be many things. Webtoons says Beneficent. I love that suggestion. Just writing. Ooh,
that's throwing me back.
It's a good one.
Throwing me to the Newgrounds era. Back in the day, video was too expensive, and we all made Flash cartoons instead.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, do we want a radio drama? Is that what we want to do? We could set it in a period. It could be like a 1950s era radio drama. Thank you, Rapala. I will hydrate.
I like a radio show. I mean, I think it could also be like, do we want to do period or do you want to do modern? Because you could do it either way. They still
You
exist
totally
today.
could.
Are we
I'm
feeling
open.
retro vibes? Tarot?
Tarot. Tarot retro. This game cannot be played unless you make this sort of gesture. Even if you're by yourself playing it in the traditional solo fashion, it's in the rules. You got to do this kind of thing. I'm afraid.
Tully says, back in my day, everyone carried beets in their pockets for snacks.
See, it sounds like a good idea, but then as soon as you start walking around, your pockets are red, and it looks like you're bleeding at the hip on both sides. Done it before, you just can't get away with it. Golden beets, not a bad alternative. Maybe some candy cane beets, but the OG beets, it's not going to happen.
Be careful with those beets.
Be careful with those beets.
Danny, who is an author, says this game is about me. Well, I hope not, because it's called Death of the Author, Danny. So I feel like we don't want it to be about you. That sounds not good. What are you trying to say?
Alive and kicking.
You're trying to give us the news and be like, guys, I'm off this plane of existence soon. I hope not. Don't you go leaving on me with your books and your tarot. Just beat it. Yeah, just beat it.
Beat it. All right. Let's say let's split the difference and say it's like a 1970s era radio broadcast show.
Wow, I love that. Yes. Okay. I wish I was wearing my disco suit.
I'm thinking a lot about the 1970s right now because there's a record player in my home now. There did not used to be. And so we went thrifting for vinyl, and you get to see all kinds of dust.
Someone asked me the other day if I had a record player, and I was like, no. But I know a lot of people that have them. So.
You shouldn't. You specifically. I have seen how many board games you have. I think your whole home would be records. It would be a mess. A mess.
I'll live in records. But yes, I do have too many board games. This is true. It's a problem.
All right. Cool. So we've got a 70s era audio drama, radio drama, but they didn't talk like this in the 70s. Okay.
Well, they can if they want. I mean,
they could. So this game is going to be played pretty simply with a series of prompts. Each turn, we're going to be drawing a card, and that card will have an image on it, which has a prompt associated with it. The prompts might be something like, you bear witness to a historical moment. And this is just going to sort of say what happens to the character next. But here's the trick. The trick. The cards themselves have each card has a prompt associated with it, and the prompt has a little section of it underlined. For example, it might say, everything you know changes when the war begins, underlined. Why is it underlined?
Why, indeed?
Why is it underlined? It is underlined because once per chapter, which is a set of 3 prompts, once per chapter, our character can defy their destiny. I'm sure I clipped there. Sorry, everyone on headphones. They can defy their destiny and change that underlined section into anything they want. Anything they want. So when did your life change when the war came, or did your life change when your long lost father came back? Papa. Papa. So our character can, once per chapter, which is 3 scenes, they can change part of their story. There is a second power as well.
Okay.
Once per chapter, they can reverse their prompt. Now, there's an interesting thing about tarot, folks. Tarot cards have, in at least fortune-telling sort of circles, 2 sides to them. There's an up and a down. And depending on which way it presents to you when you draw it from the deck, that has a different meaning associated with it. So mirroring that tradition, this game has a prompt based on whether we draw our card face up or we draw our card upside down, upside right or upside down. And our character, once per chapter, could reverse, I believe it's called, reverse the direction that their tarot exists in, which completely changes the prompt. There is an alternative prompt for that. So there's not a great deal more rules than that. There are two things that our character
Really?
can do per chapter, but most of the time we're just drawing a card and we're seeing what happens. However, there is a catch. When we do one of those special, oh no, my life isn't like that, the author notices the deviation. And so we draw a card from a different deck to see how the author edits the scene in retaliation.
Oh.
Yes. So our game will be played across 5 chapters, so 15 prompts, basically. Oh boy, I don't think I can do a New Zealand accent, Chris. I don't know about that.
We have to do New Zealand?
Oh no.
New Zealanders? I know that when I try to do a New Zealand accent, one of my favorite things to do is say toothbrush fence. Toothbrush fence is what takes me in a little bit more to my New Zealand accent.
There's a vowel there that you can do. Fence. Toothbrush fence.
Toothbrush fence. Yeah.
This is not
toothbrush
good.
Fence.
This is embarrassing for everyone. I sound, oh God. Oh, I knew someday something would come up that would truly ruin me, and I thought it was Scottish last week, but
just keep saying toothbrush fence, and you'll get there.
That's what people are here for. All they want to do is hear us say
toothbrush fence. Yeah,
fence.
Yeah, toothbrush fence.
I'm going to make you bear the brunt of this one, to be honest.
Well, that's fine. I will. I'll do my best with my New Zealand accent. It might not be as good because I haven't had to do my New Zealand accent for a while, but might be a bit rusty. But we'll do our best. We'll do our best.
Taylor, I'm not sure what the question means. Do we have tarot cards set up in star, star, star? Star, star, star. Maybe rephrase the question. Actually, Amanda, could you do our gathered humans a favor and just show the playing field?
Yes, I can do that. Let me see here. Let me just go in and bring it up. You know, it really doesn't help either that I've been listening to a lot of science verses lately, which Windy, who's on that show, she's Australian. So now when I want to do a New Zealand accent, I want to sound more Australian, and I'm having to fight against some of the things my mouth is wanting to do. But we're working on it. Let me see here. Share screen. And then if I do this one, I think this might be good. I can just choose what I want to share. There it is. Ah, I got to get rid of the... Oh, yes. I forgot about that. There it is. There you go. That's our... Oh, ignore my second line here. That's nothing. Just ignore that. But yes, this is the tarot setup.
So we will be drawing cards and then placing them on the designated positions. Now, when we draw a card, we are going to be deciding one of them will be our character, one of them will be our friend, and one of them will be our foe. So right off at the start of the game, we are going to learn who we have joining us today. I believe we just draw them one at a time and they get assigned. So the first question the game asks...
Yes?
I'm sorry, Amanda. I'm sorry I'm not joining you on the Kiwi journey.
I'll do it for another minute or two, and then we'll let it go, I think. I also need to be checking the chat over on Twitch because I can't see it when I'm in StreamYard. I'm just realizing I can't see when you redeem your channel points, everyone. So my apologies if we haven't missed anything, have we? I missed an hydrate, I see.
Yes. Other than that, completely on top of things. By the way, hello, Betty's Dungeon Adventures. Nice to have you join us today.
Also,
and hello, everyone on YouTube.
Latin Blonde congrats on the 3-stream streak. Thank you so much. Lanique, thank you so much for the 10-stream streak. DiCarlo, thank you so much for another 3-stream streak. Y'all are loving to streak, it seems, today. And I think that's everyone. I don't think I missed anyone there. All right. All right. Anything else? Nothing else.
Don't think so.
All right.
So
I'm just gonna let that go. La, la, la.
I'm proud of you. That
Thank
was
you.
certainly more than I was willing to do today.
That's a hard one to find, but once you're in it, it's nice to sit in. I like New Zealand accents. I think they sound so cool.
I do as well, but today I wasn't feeling confident. Now,
It's a weird one. Like I said, it's weird. It sits in a very different place, I feel like, than where our accent sits in.
Now, as for Death of the Author, the first thing that it asks us is if our character is the protagonist, antagonist, or a side character. So let's see who we're working with today. We're going to draw the top card of the Major Arcana deck, and it looks like we have the World. Now, with the tarot, traditionally, you would shuffle the cards so that some of them end up upside down and some of them end up right side up, but we can't do that in this interface, so I'm going to spin our little spinner up here. Ah, it is upside down.
Whoa.
So.
Oh, that's very cool. I love that you built that little spinner.
I know my way around.
Once again, Kurt's like, playing cards, I know you. Which do you think you know better? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Which do you think you know better, playingcards.io or Google Sheets?
As a percentage of the functions that one can use,
yes,
I know playingcards.io better.
Oh.
As a amount of awareness relative to the general population, I know Google Sheets better. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just so much to know is the thing.
Yeah. There's so much you can do with Google Sheets. It's crazy. And it's free. Like, how crazy is that?
It is crazy.
Oh.
Playingcards.io, also free. I don't know
free.
how they do that. I wonder if I can support them. Not the point right now. I'll have to pay my dues some other stream. Not me having the first reaction to this is free. How can I make it not free for me specifically? you just gotta lay some respect on the art. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
Okay. So we have an upside down world card as our either protagonist, antagonist, or maybe they're even just a little side character in their story. Who is this person in our 1970s radio drama?
I think they are the person that does like the audio. Like they're a person in the booth.
No, they're a character. This is a character in the story. That's critical.
Oh, wait, in the story of the show. Yeah. Not in the story. Oh, sorry. Okay. The meta's getting to me.
That's fair. You're already escaping the author.
My goodness. Also, Angelus, thank you so much for the pick a game redemption. Marvel's Midnight Suns, great pick. I will definitely do that. I have a bit of a queue going, but hopefully we'll get to that soon. My weekends have been busier, and then also Star Wars Day derailed me. Maybe the villain of the story?
Ooh, yeah, love that. Maybe the upside down world is because they're trying to like start a revolution. And this story is not treating it like a good thing. This story feels like the status quo is what you need to uphold. Mm-hmm. They're portrayed as unhinged, wrong for their beliefs, but they are a revolutionary at heart.
All right.
Okay. So we've got
revolutionary at heart. This is giving me already vibes that feel similar to what were we playing last time? We were playing Starcross, and we had a revolutionary story. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah, we did. Look at us. We've got themes.
We got themes. Carried over.
All right, our second character. Let's do you want to draw a card from the Major Arcana deck, Amanda?
Yes. Oh wait, if I switch to this, does it do anything? It doesn't. Oh, that's amazing. From the Major Arcana deck, I will draw it. So this is where do I put this? Anywhere?
Your friend. This is our friend.
Oh, okay.
And, give her a little click. See what we
wait.
got.
What did I do something? Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
It's white. Is that
What?
right?
No, that's not good. There's nothing on it. Oh no. Oh god.
That's all right. Maybe just draw another one.
Hold on. Let me just see if this whole deck is confused. Lost tragically.
Lost to time.
Huh. Odd. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll just draw some more cards. It's fine.
All right. Okay. So draw another one. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
The moon.
Do you want to give our
that
spinner
one
a
was
spin?
just a blank, so we'll put that over
Totally
there.
normal. I think some images might have been too big for
heads, so it's upright.
Okay,
so
our
like
friend
that.
is the moon.
Yeah.
How interesting that we should be the world and our friend is the moon.
I feel like that is it's very cosmic of us. Also, Tully, I did not break it. I just it was a bad card.
I'm sure this is on me. I've done some sin.
I've done some sin. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Welcome on in. Chris is in the chat. How you
So do
doing?
we think that our second character is a lover, a family member, or some other kind of ally?
Ooh. I think... maybe like... the moon. What do we know about the moon?
I think... I understand that there's like traditional meanings associated with tarot cards, but I kind of think it's fun to not have any presuppositions about what they mean.
Well, I mean, the moon orbits the world. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
So maybe they're like, I'm thinking like almost like a squire type role, like whatever that could be. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
But I don't know if there's squires in this story. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe like per the story itself, they're almost like a hench person kind of role, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But then as far as our character is concerned, they're like the noble companion, you know? The squire figure.
Sure.
I wonder if our story is a period piece. Like, I know that our story was written in the 70s. It's an audio drama that's happening in the 70s. But when is our
Maybe it's a bit fantasy vibes.
Ooh, yeah.
But maybe it's like we're trying to make it like it's not full, like immerse in a time period. It's like, you know, when fantasy kind of exists outside of, like, I'm thinking of Labyrinth is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Let's say it's like vibe. Fantastical 70s.
Fantastical 70s, yeah. So now we're telling a story. So I just want to clarify. So this is a story about an author who's writing a radio show in the 70s, and the radio show is like a period piece, but if it was kind of told in the it's like fantasy vibes, but in the 70s. So this is like a period piece and a period piece vibe.
If you want to say, yeah, that's a decent way to think about it.
Why am I not surprised that that's where you and I are going? Why am I not? I feel like this is a very Kurt Amanda story.
Yeah. All that really matters, I guess, at the end of the day is that our main person who is trying to escape this story. So our fantastical 70s revolutionary is trying to create their own story from within.
Amazing. Also, Chris, thank you so much for the resubscribe. I'm sorry that I'm using StreamYard, so I don't have alerts. I really should go into Twitch because I think I can set up alerts through Twitch and they'll pop up on the screen. I need to do that.
Should have told you. Yeah.
I know. But congrats. 31 months is a long time. So I just wanted to acknowledge and say thank you so much. Chris says, hey, Amanda and Kurt. Hey, everybody. Hey, Chris. Anyways,
appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Guess we should draw our last of 3 character cards. I will pull one more major arcana out. It has something on it. Not it being the star. Wow.
Whoa!
We've got some heavenly bodies here. I'm going to spin. It is reversed.
I'm also going to spin the wheel for Chris since he subscribed, because we do have a wheel. And this wheel is if you sub or if you become a member over on YouTube, then this is what we do. We spin this fancy thing.
Shall we
something
spin
cool
this
will happen.
fancy thing?
We'll spin it, and I don't know what will happen. I can't say for sure. We might have to wait to do this thing, Chris, but I'm going to spin it for you now. And then that way you'll have time to
see what
think.
we got.
If it's story-based. Oh, get your fortune read by Kurt's T.
I will clue you in shortly. We have Get Your Fortune Read, Flip a Tarot, and Get Your Fortune Read, Kurt's Tea, because you know I always come into this stream with tea. You know what's in his mug.
I actually just finished my tea, so mine's done.
Whoa.
But I don't know if I have enough in here.
Yeah, you got any leaves down there?
I mean, I have a little grains. I don't know if it's enough to read it.
Oh, I see. Little tiny guys. Little tiny
grains. So, it was loose leaf tea, but I think maybe your tea might have a better... I don't know. You know how to read tea leaves?
Not like formally, in the same way that I don't know how to interpret tarot cards, but we're doing it anyway.
I see.
It's not like I have a... what is the word? Shoot, there's a P-based word about...
You're not a professional.
Divination is the word I'm thinking of. D is an upside down P. It's fine. I don't have a divination doctorate or anything.
Degree, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Also, you know who actually is really good at tarot? Chris is really good at tarot. So, Chris, if you want to throw us any things while we're playing through, please feel free to do so. Oh, wait, this is not what I want. Is this what I want? No, that's not what I want. Wait a minute. How do I get back?
You can probably just slap our overlay back on here now if you like.
There we go. Oh, okay. All right. So we don't have to show them our cards.
Not really. I just thought it would be fun for them to see for a little while.
Okay.
So actually, I should say shout out to Betty's Dungeon Adventures, because I'm also getting some Falling Star vibes from this upside down star. My thought over here is that we have like a chosen one.
Okay.
Who came from the sky to help the land, and our story's all about them. It's all about them. And so we're the antagonist because we're trying to like change
Stop
the
them.
world, and it's supposed to just follow the chosen one's path. So I want to say this is our
So we're telling the story of the villain.
Yeah.
Who is trying to stop the hero. But it's like a hero's tale, but told from the villain's perspective. So we're like, this person is supposed to come in here and fix everything, but like that isn't going to be good for the world, we think.
Not as far as we're concerned, but we're the villain of this story, so who's listening to us?
Whoever's reading or listening to our radio show are I'm imagining like kind of like a psychedelic fantasy radio show.
Totally, yeah. And I think the chosen one has some like sick powers and everybody thinks they're great. People are listening to the show. They're like, it's so groovy when he did that, you know? But then we're just over here like, it's not groovy. Y'all don't understand.
It's really deep, actually. Also, I'm going to tell you guys what's on the rest of this wheel before I put it down. So if you sub or become a member or gift a membership or a sub, you could get your fortune read by Kurt's T. You could get your tarot read in game. Which I also do have a tarot book like right here, so I could attempt to do that. I know a little bit about tarot. We have Spinner's Choice, Amanda's Choice. You can change the lights, either the mic light or the backlight in my stream. Something awful will happen. Something lovely will happen in the story. Romance will happen in the story. Or we will respin, or you get to name an NPC in the story. That's what we got.
Okay. So what I'm seeing here... What I'm seeing is kind of like a bird with its wings in a sort of crest formation. I'm seeing like a sort of
wow.
I'm seeing a regality. I'm seeing a kind of banner, and I think what that means is that Chris is going to encounter Encounter someone of status this month, perhaps someone in a position of power, perhaps an encounter with someone who's got a little fame under their belts. There's going to be, if not a meeting, then some kind of interaction that will mean something, or you'll connect to something you've heard about someone who's an iconic figure. And I think that will inform some of the things that happen for you this month. So
that's very
there
exciting.
You go. Take that as you
will.
So we have our 3 characters. Now we are going to be playing the game as it will be played for the rest.
All right.
Like I said, this game consists of a series of chapters, and each chapter has 3 prompts that we will be addressing. And I figure we will just go back and forth, drawing a card, and then seeing what that does. And if you want to, you can use a reversal or a defiance. You get 1 of each every chapter, which is 3 prompts. I know I've said that several times, but that's my job here. I say the words. Cool. So we are going to begin in chapter 1, the prologue. We will draw a card from the Pentacles deck. And there is a prompt associated with each card. Amanda, would you like to be the first card draw, or would you like me to go first?
I will draw. So I just flip it here?
Yep, just pull it off the deck.
So
and
we got the 6 of Pentacles, I believe. Is that the 6th? 7th? 7th? That one on the ground? It's on the ground? Oh, sorry.
It's in your hand.
Oh, sorry. Should I put it in active card? Is that where?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, there we go.
And do you want to give it a little spin, and we'll see if it's a heads or a tails?
Oh, that is a good point. That is a heads.
Got a heads. Okay. Do you have the prompts in front of you?
I'll
read it out.
In the rules?
Yeah, I will read it out. So, our first prompt of the game, the first thing that happens to the character is you start a fight that leaves a scar on your body.
As the villain.
Yes.
Okay.
Our character is the villain of this story.
I think let me okay, wait. I'm going to read. Do you want me to read about these? I have like a book right here. I could just read a little bit about these cards. If
that would be fun for you.
I think it would be fun to let them inform kind of where our story goes. I think that's exciting. Well, the theme for the 7 of Pentacles, if that is what we have here, I believe so.
I think it was the 6.
It's weird because at the top it looks like a 7 based on the Roman numeral, but there's 6 on here. So I'm like, does the 7th one on the ground count?
Huh.
What do you think?
This is like the classic 1909 deck that folks know so well. But I'm gonna, you know what? Let's find out. The Rider-Waite-Smith cards, which were published in 1909. It is if anybody is interested in the history of games, that's what this one is. It is the 8. I see.
Oh, okay.
That's a different prompt. Your prompt is you pack your bags after being exiled from your home.
Oh, okay. So I pack my bags. So yeah, this is 8 is the theme is learning new skills as well in my book. So I pack my bags. Wow. Okay, well maybe here's where I think this is where our villain is starting off actually. And maybe this is like how they kind of become this villain is that because the champion is like landing, it's maybe they were a person that was supposed to be this leader of the people. But now the champion has just crash landed to Earth and is in this crater. And everyone in the town that our villain has been ruling in is saying this is like the prophecy. Like this is the person that's supposed to come and like take over from this minute. It's supposed to bring in this new era of prosperity. But our villain is actually being sent away as someone who has been a leader of these people for years. And is being told, look, it was great, But now, like, we have the person that's going to fix everything. So, like, you're good. You can actually be free of this now. But our villain, over time, I think has become attached to the power. They've become power hungry. So they're very frustrated and they pack their bags. And now they're going to be looking for something new that they can do to hold on to their power, because they are not going to let this new champion come in and take it from them after they've worked so hard to maintain it.
Woo! Love
What do you
that.
think? Yeah.
That's a great
Okay. Cool.
scene. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Cool. You're welcome.
Oh shit! I forgot. Pardon my French. I forgot. The author leaves us a message before our story begins.
Oh.
So I guess let me just draw one more card for that. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. I'll just take a quick glance and see what that says.
What'd the authors tell us?
It's the Wheel of Fortune. I think that
down?
message just means yes, we've got to spin. Tails is reversed. I see. That means we're gonna say that means your fate is not in your control, and it's not at the whims of fate. It's all under my power.
Wow.
So they send this. They say transmit this message. Perhaps not on purpose. I wonder if part of it's just like a quick tap of the microphone in the '70s sound booth, and like, time to tell my story. You know?
Right.
Just a little offhanded comment.
So is the idea that us as the characters in the game, or the characters that are in the story, are aware of the author's presence?
Yes, we are aware on some level, I think, that we are in a story, or at least that there's some kind of deterministic nature to our whole situation.
My mind is blown. Betty says someone's gonna get crushed by fate. I mean,
aren't we all, Betty?
100%. 100%. I feel that.
Tully, you're right. One man's hero is another man's villain. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I guess I got to take my real turn now. My real turn for real. We are on the Pentacles because it is... Oh, sorry, I should tick up our scene counter. It is the second scene of the first chapter. And I have drawn... And I have drawn... the Page of Pentacles. Let me do a little spinny spin, and it is an upside down Page of Pentacles.
Do you want to know about the Page of Pentacles?
Let's see what the prompt from book say first, from our game says, and then sure, why not? While with your friend during a moment of calm, your friend makes a promise. Lay it on me. What's our page say?
So the Page of Pentacles, the theme for it is small beginnings, which feels like it fits. Also, we just got a sing mode. So I can sing you if you would like the divinatory meaning, or if you just want to go off that theme. It's reversed, it's flipped, so that usually means an inversion of what we would normally think.
Considering. I think what we see here is our good squire. Our good squire makes us a promise, but it's not a promise, it's more of an oath that they'll stay, an oath that we know can't be kept, an oath that we know must be unmade, an oath that we know can only hold so long before they go. We learn, I think, that our squire has every intention of staying with us. But perhaps we have information they don't. I think they have a curse that's been placed on them that shortens their life. And we know they won't be able to be with us the whole time.
I'm assuming as a villain, we don't tell them this.
I think we don't. We want their loyalty. But maybe we think that it spares them. Like, to not know is to not live your life burdened with the knowledge of this curse.
It's true. Also, Thank you, Lanique. Lanique says, bravo. Wonderful, both of you. Thank you. I like to imagine as well that that song could actually fit in the radio show. Numbers in this radio show. Because I feel like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of Labyrinth, and I'm like, maybe that's a thing that happens sometimes in this show. Why not?
At the very least, the commercials are jingles, right? Like it cuts to the commercial and it's like, small cars, buying small cars. We don't think of them as small right now, but they're going to be really big compared to this in 50 years. Small cars. And then an ad for leaded
the author
gasoline.
comes on and is like, yeah, so if you guys want to buy small cars, the number is 647-888-9292.
And
Don't actually, that's small cars.
Just give that a ring and you'll get your very own small car. And now back to Psychedelic Squires and the end of the world.
Oh my gosh. DiCarlo, what did jingles sound like? DiCarlo says it's the 70s, not the 50s. But what did jingles sound like?
I would argue
in the 70s?
jingles have been a staple of the radio, continuing up into
Forever.
even the present.
Oh, they are. Some of them I love and some of them I despise. And that is the power of the jingle. Betty's saying NPR voice perfection. Well, thank you. That's a compliment to us both.
It's your turn, Amanda. What can you introduce to our little story?
Can I choose from any? I
got to be the Pentacles for Act 1, but you do have one other choice, which is that you could reverse or defy once it's drawn, which means flipping it upside down or changing the underlying part of your prompt. Or if you think it would be fun.
Yes.
That looks like a 4. It is a 4. This time we know for sure. Would you like me to read out the prompt, or would you prefer to read it?
You can read it to me.
Okay, sure. Could you spin our little heads or tails first?
It's a tails.
It's a tails, an upside down 4.
There
okay.
It is.
So the reverse of the 4 of Pentacles says, everything you know changes when the war begins. Alternatively, if you were to flip it with our once per chapter reversal, it would be everything you know changes when a natural disaster occurs. But you could also change that last part with the defiance. So up to you.
I like it. I think, when the war begins.
The war begins, or if you were to...
that fits really well, oddly enough. Yeah. So... the theme. Oh, wait, this is not the theme. The theme for Pentacles that I see in my book, or 4 of Pentacles. Wow. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. I thought it was this one, but I was looking at Cups. Holding on too tightly. But reverse. I think maybe when the war begins... So it's a reversal of fortune, is that what you said? When the war begins?
Everything you know changes when.
Oh, everything I know changes, right. I think what happens to our protagonist / the villain of the story is that there is a war that ends up happening where the champion comes in and there is some resistance to this idea of the prophecy. There are some people that don't want things to change. People like our villain who have had power for a long time. And our villain, I think, was just the leader of like a community. Like they were just the leader of like a village. The king, even more so, is not here for this. There are also, I think, a group of warlocks that are like not about the champion coming in. They actually, so we have this clashing of groups where there's the king and the king's army. There's, all of our magic users. And they're saying that this era of prosperity is like basically a trap. And if we are to invest in it, then what will happen is many things will change, but not in a good way. And what I think we are surprised by, what changes for us, is that we actually go from feeling like we are up against the entire world to feeling like there are groups that we have now like pieces on a board that we can play with. And so in a way, although it is not necessarily normally a great card in terms of holding on to things too tightly, you could be interpreted that way. This is, I think, kind of, we find a way to kind of like take our hands off for a bit and kind of sit back and see where the power is going to kind of end up in this struggle. So I think this is the time when the villain's kind of like plotting but not active in the story. So they're just like, you know, like reading fantasy newspapers and
the Daily Scroll.
And Daily Scroll.
God knows I do my Daily Scroll. Am I right, folks?
And so I think they're doing that, and they're laying low in a tavern where they're like listening to like fantasy disco music. That's what I'm imagining.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You hear the lute and it's like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got some of those disco triplets. Anyway, okay, sick. So we've got our little prologue. Now something else happens, which is at the end of this chapter, which is now. The author leaves us a message. So suppose one of us got to draw this message. Actually, why don't you draw this message, since I drew our last author message?
Okay.
From the Major Arcana deck, please.
The Major Arcana deck. Oh, wait, I should discard this and then... Ooh, the Hermit.
The Hermit.
And it's reversed. Oh. Whoop. Okay, so let me see the Hermit. Author's note.
There's not a prompt officially for this one. This one you can go pure book if you like. Well, pure tarot vibes.
Pure tarot vibes. So let's go to the Major Arcana. Here we are. The Hermit. That's interesting. I feel like it's going to be like a lone figure, but it's interesting that it's reversed. Like, I wonder if that's maybe like a character that's going to be coming into play, that's going to, like, that the author, I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be like some false wisdom that the author is going to give us or something like that. So...
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Patience and prudence is the theme.
Patience and prudence.
Yeah. So the Hermit is the card of patience and maturity. His lantern suggests that no matter how bleak life may get, he has spiritual illumination to keep him on the right path. The Hermit is linked with the fourth virtue of prudence, suggesting that he has learned caution and vigilance from personal experience. It's supposed to represent having to like look inside yourself, and kind of like go like a bit like lone wolf, like going into your inner life. It can also represent a shift in perception. I wonder if it being flipped maybe is meaning that like it's this idea of, it's like these concepts, but I'm thinking they're like maybe like a little bit more hollow, or maybe it's like this idea of self-reflection but without really realizing it. So I wonder if maybe during part of the story when we were supposed to have gone to commercial, something got messed up and the author's mic was left on.
Ooh.
And so part of their life, like they're just chatting in the booth in the downtime, and they're basically like talking to, they thought, the person in the booth who thought we were on commercial, but they forgot to flip the switch. So they're just kind of chatting and they're like, yeah, like, I just feel like when it comes to this next part of the story, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, because when when the ant army attacks, like, what do you think that's supposed to represent, man? Like, the ants weren't even a faction, you know? Like, we didn't even introduce them. And now all of a sudden, they have all this power? Like, well, they just flew in, I guess. Well, they are flying ants, but... Oh, are we back? Okay.
Hot mic. Getting hot mic'd to your own characters. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
So that's some nice insight for the villain, I guess.
Yeah, certainly is. Great. Love that. Okay, well, that means that we are brought to Chapter 2. Chapter 2.
Also, can I suggest a name for our villain?
Please.
I feel like their name is Vile.
Vile, for sure. Oh, it's a 70s. Oh, it's so campy now. If they're named Vile, this is like full camp, full campy.
I'm imagining them with like an orange, like just like streak of makeup like across their eyes.
Evening Chem Dog, what up?
Some kind of like tunic vibe as well.
Yeah, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be a brightly colored tunic.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Like, it's like fantasy, but instead of it all being like kind of like drab Middle Ages, it's like just super colorful Middle Ages.
Yeah, exactly. Bright patterns, big colors, polyester.
Yeah. Thank you for the hydrate, Rapala.
Ooh.
Also, FYI, I got the candy cans. Thank you to Michael for getting these off my throne wish list. Delightful.
There you go. So this chapter will be with the deck of swords. So I will draw a swords card. The Queen of Swords is the first card I have drawn. That feels significant, and it is reversed. It is the reversed Queen of Swords. What does it say? The Queen of Swords reads, "You are mistaken for your foe."
Oh,
okay.
Me? For my foe?
My foe?
That would be very interesting.
I think this is where we're going to see our first intervention from the character. I am going to use one of our two for this chapter special moves, if you will. The character is going to do a reversal. They say, "No, I would never be mistaken for the chosen one. Horrendous. I am mistaken for my friend," which is the upright queen.
Okay, all right.
So we will turn that around, and I think what happens is, instead of some kind of... Well, I think the attack of the ants is happening now, and we had a little heads up about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A weird side chapter in the story, doesn't make a lot of sense, and our villain's gears are turning up here, and the villain's like, "No, I can't be mistaken for my foe. We're nothing alike. We're nothing alike at all. But my best company, my good squire. Yes, perhaps." And I think the villain has taken an opportunity. The ants were going to attack the squire because they smelled the curse and weakness, but it was the villain lying in wake instead. And they took out the ant army with a great pestilence that eliminated the ants. Although I suppose the ants could be seen as pestilence. Kind of a matter of perspective.
Yep.
But yeah, there you go. That's what happens here. And because we had a little intervention, I believe we get a message. The author fights back. Let me just double check how that works, because we haven't done it yet. No. When you use a reversal or defiance, your author notices the deviation. You're going to draw a card from the Major Arcana deck to see how the author edits the scene in retaliation.
Okay.
So I will draw a little Major Arcana. Flippy.
Ooh.
It is the Hanging Man, and it is a reversed Hanging Man.
Actually, I think it was.
Oh, it was reversed.
Yeah, so it was reversed. So you can just reverse it again, I guess. When the Hanging Man's right side up, that's when it's reversed. When it's standing.
Wild.
Interesting. The Hanging Man's an interesting card.
I think. Okay. The author tries to edit it back, right? The author tries to edit the scene in retaliation, and I think what happens is, as the author was listening to was listening to the like actor in the booth go through the statement, because I don't think this is all being read by the author. I think there's like
Right.
there's at least one other person there, and the author might be narrating. I think we hear the actor go way off script, totally unprompted, and then what our author does is like grab the like hanging microphone anxiously, and it sure looks a lot like strangling something that's hanging in front of you. The author says, "No, no, 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 that's not the line. That's not the line. You did, but it's already been broadcast. They're live." So I think the author is caught off guard this time and says, "Go to commercial. We're going to commercial." That's all the author can manage to do this time. To edit it back.
Wow.
All right. So that is one scene. What's our next scene?
Well, we're still in Act 1. Act 1.
Chapter 2, Scene
Chapter
2.
2, Scene 2.
Darn tootin'.
So swords. Swords?
Swords.
Draw 3 cards from the deck of swords. Okay. All right, so I get to draw a sword. I'm drawing sword. Sword is... Ooh, King of Swords. And it is right side up.
Ho ho.
Ho ho.
Would you like me to read out the prompt for you?
Yes, please.
Your friend asks for help.
Ooh. What's my alternative for this one?
Your foe asks for help. Or actually, sorry, we've already done the reversal. You could change friend to anything with the with your other move, which is just change the underlined portion of text to whatever you wish.
So then I would get to change it to the for help part, or the...
Specifically friend. It would have to be, friend would have to become anything. It could be foe. It could be your lover asks for help. Your parents ask for help. Your kingdom asks for help. Whatever.
Right. All right. So my friend asks for help. Okay.
That is the default. Yes.
Unless I change it. An authority figure, firm but fair, King of Swords.
Ooh.
An authority figure. Figure of authority. I think that I want to change it.
What's it gonna be?
I think I want to change it to my king asks for help.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board.
So I think because the ants were so unexpected, they really did throw a wrench into many people's plans. And so now a lot of people are scrambling and trying to come together. And this has all been playing right into my hands. Because I feel like Vile has been preparing for just there to be a complete shakeup so they can kind of worm their way in. So the king comes to them and knows that they were celebrated in their community for being such a strong leader. They weren't necessarily, I'm imagining Vile isn't like a big, like beefy person. Like they're kind of like a slim, conniving, like they're more of like a silver-tongued devil.
Probably voiced like this.
Yeah. And so I think Vile goes to the king and answers the summons and tells the king that they shouldn't be worried because they have a plan for how to hold on to the control of the kingdom and how to unify the rest of the people under the king against the champion. So the champion will only have themselves and there are few, people in this land that have just become delusional because they're so close to the champion. They've basically been brainwashed, is the way Vile sees it. And Vile decides they're not going to share the plan. So they just ask the king to trust them. And the king, because they have summoned them, has no choice but to acquiesce.
Ooh.
Loki season 1, says DiCarlo. Definitely some Loki vibes with Vile. I definitely could feel that. Yeah, 100%. Loki season 1.
Now, how does the author try to edit your scene? You want to give us a little major arcana draw?
They have to edit the scene. Dang,
because you pulled some fancy footwork. Okay, I need to do some things about that.
There it is. I think maybe some of these are just not rendering. I wonder if
it's exactly that. Yeah, I've noticed the names are all there, but for specifically the major arcana deck, I'm missing some some pictures. I must just not have waited long enough for it to load.
Oh, got you. Well, we have strength, which is interesting.
Strength.
Yeah. So is there a prompt for strength?
Not for author stuff, not for major arcana.
Right. So we just interpret it based on the card.
Yeah.
Let me see if it's right side up or okay, it's upside down. Interesting. The reverse of strength. Okay. Interesting. Strength. Sounds like I know what it is, but I'm going to check because with the major arcana, a lot of the times the cards are not as they appear. Inner courage and strength. No, that's pretty much what I thought it would be. Right. So they do warn that this might not be physical strength. I think strength is something that the author needs at this time. Ooh. They can see that the story is slipping away from them. And they really are desperate to try to hold on to it. And so I think they actually order the show to be like cut.
Ooh.
So yeah. So I think what they say is they're going to go in and do a revision. And they know it's broadcast live, so obviously there's only so much that can be done. But they're like, for the reruns of this, I want to make sure that people know the real story, because I understand people are getting really into the characters, and I get it. It's this is not just a story that is about, Vile's journey. This is like about all of us. This is about life. Like, this is about not letting fate dictate stuff for us. So I get it. I get people get carried away, but there is a certain place I need to aim us to, because the ending that's coming up, look, I know the ants were weird, but just trust me, this ending that we have coming, it's big. So I'm going to cut out, I think they're going to end up cutting out the part where the king just accepts that they're not going to know the plan. They want to make sure that there seems to be more of a power struggle between the two. They don't want it to seem like the king is already in Vile's pocket or anything like that. That's not where they had intended the story to go. So they're going to cut out that part of the conversation so that it more seems like Vile has been summoned and Vile is now beholden to the king based on the cuts. So that when they play the reruns for the people that missed the live, they're going to get this kind of altered version of the story.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love that. All right. That means it's our last scene of the chapter, and I will draw our last card of swords to find out what that means.
Woo!
It is the Knight of Swords, and it is also flipped. So let's see what our prompt is. I have to do this one because we've already used both powers.
Mm-hmm.
The Knight of Swords, reversed, says, your foe makes a surprise appearance at your place of work. Okay. So I think Vile's gotta be up in like a freaky wizard tower kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. It's described as like a twisted tower that veers unnaturally left and right and curves upward. And Vile is at the top of it, working on something, moving pieces on a map, perhaps trying to enchant something to stop the Chosen. But then, on the surface of the cauldron, the Chosen's face appears.
I'm imagining there's a lot of glitter, like
so much glitter,
like that's being described in this scene in our radio show. Like they're like, there's glitter on everything. Everything's glistening. The cauldron's glistening. The map is glistening. Everything's glistening.
And I think underneath all of it, on this radio broadcast, we're hearing like a progressive rock album with like a wicked synth solo playing right now because Vile's in the scene. Just totally unnecessary. Good night, Lanique. Thank you for coming in.
Yes. Good night, Lanique. We'll see you in the VOD. So
the Chosen's face appears like a reflection, and Vile leans down towards it to say, like, confusion, that's not my face. But then the Chosen One steps out of it and says, you always think you know what you're doing here, but you don't. You cannot stop the prophecy. And as it's written, this is supposed to be like a hopeful moment. The Chosen has moved through this portal and has come in and says, you can't stop the prophecy. Good is coming to the world. But from Vile's point of view, it's just like, this creep just stepped out of my cauldron, violated my space, said creepy stuff about a prophecy. Like, I'm trying to prepare healing potions for the troops, and somebody's just stepping out of it, getting it all covered in droplets. There's droplets of glitter all over my tower now. But the Chosen One evaporates as quickly as they appeared. One more thing. The author is going to leave a message at the end of the chapter, and since you did the last one, I will do this one, and you can lead our next chapter.
All right. Talia suggested that the music could be played by Rat, and I gotta say, I feel like that could be who's performing the music. Yep. Maybe they commissioned something too, just for the show. Like, this is how big this radio show is in the 70s. Oh my gosh.
Wow, I haven't thought about Rat in a long time.
I know. I was like, oh yeah. I feel like this story gives me glam metal vibes. I could feel that for sure. It
is leaning more glam than it is prog, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think the author wrote in their notes that they wanted prog to be playing, but prog was already on the way out by the time this broadcast happened, because it's happening in the late 70s. So it's like, no, it's going to be glam.
It's going to be glam.
It's going to be glam. Okay. So our author's message reads the devil. And I think it's just our author saying, you are not the hero of this story, and you can't make it so that you are. You're our villain. You're the devil. Know your place.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Whoa! Holy moly, Paula and co. We just had an enormous raiding party enter.
Oh, Paula Deming! Hello, Raiders. Welcome in.
So
my gosh. I love Paula Deming. She's so funny. Also, everyone go give her a follow if you're not already. But yes, welcome in, Raiders. Hello. We are doing this is our indie RPG night that we do. So we play tabletop RPG games. They're all usually indie one-shots. So if you're into tabletop RPGs, and if you're also into fun, weird, different games that are not, like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, not that there's anything. I love those as well, but these are very different. So we are playing this amazing game that actually isn't even out yet. It's called Death of the Author. It will be going up soon, so I'll put the link in chat for anyone that wants to check it out. It's really cool. It's like a really meta game where basically what we're doing is we are playing as the author. There's an author that's telling a story, and we're telling the story that the author is telling, but sometimes they also get involved because the story derails itself.
Because our character's fighting for their agency.
They're fighting for their
living
agency
as the villain of a crappy 1970s psychedelic fantasy.
Yeah, so we've chosen a 1970s, mid to late 1970s psychedelic radio show as our story. And the author is the one that's kind of telling it in the booth in terms of the narration. It's wild. We're also, the main character of our story is the villain of the story, who we have named Vile. It's very glam. It's really fun. And it's, the story that we're telling is, like a psychedelic fantasy, but like still there's lots of 70s stuff in it that we're just like, it's like the medieval ages, but not really. You know what I mean? It's very stylized, hyper stylized. So that's what we're doing. So thank you so much for coming in and bringing these lovely folks. You've come in at a great
time. We're just starting the next chapter.
Yeah, Paula, I hope your stream was good. If you're still around, I hope you had a great time. But also, if you've gone to go do the post-stream things, please take care of yourself, do those things. And thanks for bringing your crew in. And yeah. Also, Kurt is a person that makes games. So I'll also just put his information in chat in case you guys want to learn more about him.
It's true, I do.
He makes really great games. Fun fact.
Stab.
You do, though. You do. So yes, that's what we do here. And I'm a variety streamer, though. So if you like video games, if you like cosplay, if you like just chatting, if you like baking, if you like Legos, I do a lot of
really
other stuff.
Could be anything. One day Amanda will start a stream and it will be a chess game played in a bouncy castle. Like, it's just gonna, you can never know.
That'd be very challenging. I like it.
Amanda.
Critter Nation is asking, Kurt, how does a lighthouse smolder before we jump back into the story here?
I imagine that the beacon caught on fire. That's how I see it.
Fair.
It's I think in my heart it's a statement on how something can still serve its purpose while falling apart. Yeah.
Wow, that's heavy. I love it. That's cool. Also, yes, I have also done my taxes on stream before. That was that
did happen. I can't believe you did that.
And weirdly, a lot of people liked it. So maybe we'll do more of those at some point. My Pomodoro stream.
If only it could be more than once a year.
I'm not done yet, so maybe part 2 will be coming.
Speaking of part 2, it's time for part 3. Amanda, lead us off. Draw us a card of cups.
All right. Also, friends, this game is combining tarot. It uses tarot cards to kind of like tell the story. So we're drawing cards. I'll show you guys what it looks like for us. For those that are coming in, pardon my. There we go. This is what it looks like for us. We're using playingcards.io. Kurt built all of this because he's a like evil genius, like Vile. Oh,
just like that, and it works so well. Did you draw cups?
Wait, is it cups?
It's cups.
Oh, I thought it was Major Arcana. Can I shuffle?
I know. These? That's the one that's a little broken.
Cups. There we go. Sorry.
What do we got?
Major Arcana. We got, is this the 7 of cups? 8 of cups?
I wasn't looking.
It's in the active card spot.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Silly card. Can I zoom in? No, it doesn't like that at all.
Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cups. So I'm going to say 8.
There you go. It's the 8 again. The 8 throwing us off again.
I know. It's because you know the Roman numerals don't look like an 8 to me for some reason. I don't know what that is.
They're just so wee. They're just too wee for my little eyeballs.
Little tinies.
We have drawn. Is it upright or reversed? Because a tarot card can be drawn upright or reversed.
Yes. Let me spin to find out. It is tails. So yeah, it is.
Okay, reversed. So it says you are lost, that's our keyword, because of a misjudged decision.
Ooh, a misjudged decision. And 8 of Pentacles, the theme. Wait, 8 of Cups. I keep wanting to mix up like my cups and my pentacles. I don't know what that says about me. In the
I will never be 100% sure what a pentacle is.
I think it's just a symbol of a star.
Little star guy. Oh, what you got?
Regeneration. Is the
regeneration.
So sorry, give me the prompt one more time.
You are lost, that's the keyword, because of a misjudged decision.
Okay, so I'm lost because of a misjudged decision. So I think what happens is because that part was edited out, the story has shifted
Ooh.
somewhat in the new part. So now it is more that Vile is beholden to the king, and the king has summoned them to be part of their plan, but their plan isn't as good as Vile's plan. And along the way, as we're preparing for this kind of what is supposed to be this final epic battle, I think Vile ends up getting injured
Ooh.
and is taken out. And they are kept in a place where they don't even know what's going on with the battle. They have to go to like a infirmary. So they're just like completely out of the fight now.
And their squire fights it for them. Their hench squire.
Their hench squire, who we know is doomed to die at some point soon. Maybe this is
Doomed.
that moment. I don't know.
Should we
But
draw the next card and see what
yeah,
happens?
yeah, I want to see what happens.
Okay, here it goes. Another card of cups. Card of cups. This one is the Three of Cups. And it is a tails, a reversed Three of Cups. Our prompt for this reads, you learn you've been told a lie about, and underscored is, your society.
Oh, wow.
It's really good. I
It's
think
really good.
we've got to stay in the dark about our squire for now, I think, because what this has to mean, as far as I'm concerned, ooh, is this when we learn that it's all a farce? It's all just some 70s audio drama written by a guy behind a booth? Or is it
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, I think that's where we go. Wow.
I think we see Vile. Vile's like massaging the temples, thinking, trying to imagine a way that they can see beyond this infirmary to the battlefield and farther, but they see too far. They see all the
Beyond.
way to the constraints of their story, beyond this place. And I think because we've reached beyond what could possibly happen in the story as understood, I think I am going to call this a defiance as well. I think,
Yeah.
I think we've been told to lie about our reality. So we'll change it to that. And that means we get a major arcana.
Ooh.
Little author trying to fix things. Hi, Locke, by the way.
I love this war between the two of them. Also, yes. Hello, Locke. Also, Critter Nation earlier saying taxes par deux. This time it's personal. Yes, that is exactly what it'll be. Return of the taxes, you know? That's what the people really come for to my streams. To watch me do my taxes. I mean, it might be a thing tomorrow, friends. We'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll do some more taxes if people want it.
The card that is the author's message is an inverted death, which I think has gotta mean life. I think the author edits the story so that Vile was supposed to be like kept in this infirmary and then I think be like revealed as a big antagonist at the end, like bring him back for a final battle. But the author realized, that trapped in here,
yeah,
they're losing sense of what's real. And so sends them back out early, writes them back out into the fray, onto the battlefield. So they just appear beside their squire on the battlefield in this big critical moment to distract them.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we've got one more scene in our current chapter, and the honor is yours, Ms. Amanda.
Oh my gosh. This is getting exhilarating. Okay. So it's still swords? Swords. Cups.
It is cups.
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 I'm never gonna cups. Cups. Let's see which way we're going. There's a lot of cups on this card. Heads up. Heads up. So this is right way up.
It's a
How
nine
many?
of cups.
This 9 of cups?
Yep. Nine of Cups.
Nine of Cups. All right, what's the prompt for heads up Nine of Cups?
A
in
Nine of
chapter
Cups
3?
reads, a verbal fight leaves you shaken. The reversal is a physical fight leaves you shaken.
Okay. A verbal fight leaves me shaken. Or if I reverse it, a physical. Do we have our reverse?
Night
No,
Rapala.
a physical?
We do have
physical
our
fight?
reverse.
Good
if
night,
you wish.
Rapala. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone say good night to Rapala, our lovely mod.
Night Rapala.
Adieu.
Don't be bad now that Rapala's gone. We're still watching you.
We're here. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so a physical fight, or I could switch it to a verbal fight. Is that what it is?
It is by default verbal,
Oh, it
but
is
a
verbal.
reversal would switch it to physical.
I think probably verbal is what we want in this moment.
Sure, yeah.
Considering that Vile is wounded. And the Nine of Cups. What is the Nine of Cups? Oh, here it is. Sensual satisfaction.
Oh, oh. I see.
Okay, and it's a verbal fight?
Yeah, sounds like one of those ripostes that gets flirty.
It sounds like... Okay, so where were we? We're on the battlefield
On the
right
battlefield.
now. And Vile has been brought out, and our squire had to distract the squire.
To make Vile back into the world, no longer peering beyond
to distract Vile's mind from the meta.
Yes, exactly.
Bringing back out. And I think when they come out, I think maybe they've heard a lot about... No, this is too crazy. That's too crazy. I don't know if I should do it.
I can't tell you.
I see this going one of two ways. We can go I can focus on the squire, or I can focus on the champion.
Ooh, they're both really good.
Yeah. Well, anyone in chat, what are we feeling? What are we... sensual verbal fight might be about to happen. Also, I love that this card is sensual based on the art. Like, the art is like just a guy sitting in a chair in front of a bunch of cups with like a hat on. And I'm like, ooh, yep. Sensual.
Man in chair with cups. I think
hot.
I've seen that video.
Yeah, so what are we feeling? How about a seduction, but it goes wrong? Oh, Betty's Dungeon Adventures. I feel like this is great. I love this. What do you think, Kurt? Do you have any feelings about this, or shall I just go?
Just go. Be informed by Betty if you like, because I mean, what a mess.
I think that we come out onto the field, and I think that this is the first time that Vile has seen the champion.
Oh. And because before it was just a wispy image in a cauldron.
Yeah, and I don't think that Vile really understood, like, the elegance, the innocence, the just exuberant energy that the champion gives off. And I think in a moment they're like starstruck.
Yeah.
And it starts off with them. I think they get so mad that they're starstruck. You know what I mean? Like, that this is the champion. This is the person this whole time they've been fighting against. And even they feel compelled to, like, love this person and, like, cheer for this person.
Ooh, yeah.
And they are, like, livid. And I think Vile comes out, physical injury, like, be damned. And they come out, like, threatening... I think maybe some violence, but not actually being able to do it, because they do feel something there. They just feel this draw. Like, the champion is just this sexy being. I think, what kind of features does the champion have? I feel like they have a really strong jaw.
For sure.
They have a really nice chin, is what I'm imagining.
Can I say it's the 70s, so they have to have, like, beautiful flowing hair, right?
Oh, yeah, beautiful flowing hair. I think it's actually, like, big.
Wearing all white.
All white.
Wearing all white.
These big eyes, this, like, really strong chin is what I'm imagining. Like, pouty lips, and they're just, like, there's something about them that just defies what feels like all of reality. It like defies all logic that Vile should feel this pull. And they just are livid. They're in this fight with them. And I think when the fight ends, the champion has not said like a single word, and like Vile is like right up against them. And I think the champion just like blinks at them and says, "But don't you see that this reality is not real? We need to wake up."
Oh my God, the champion knows.
Yeah. I think the champion knows. And I think that's where that scene ends.
Great. We need a major arcana. I believe I did the last author message for end of chapter, which means if you would do the honors.
Yes. Major arcana?
Yes, major arcana, if it works.
Not that one. What? Oh, sorry. This one. Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Wait
I
a
need to
minute.
redo the major arcana deck.
No,
Where
not this
did they
one.
all go?
There we
Okay,
go.
I got you one.
Temperance. And which way is it? It is heads.
Heads. Just barely.
Just barely. On her spinner. Temperance. There's no prompt for major arcana?
Not for major arcana. No.
Okay. Well, temperance is cooperation and sharing. I think maybe the author is starting to feel a little bit bad for Vile. And I think they can see that, you know, this is a character who has been very much shaped by this world around them that the author has built. And I think they want to like kind of throw them a bone. And so I think the author kind of just puts out into the world that like this idea of maybe it's something the champion says or the champion does. Maybe it's something that's scrawled on a stone that we walk past that's just in the background of this story. It might not be something big, but it's this idea that is planted in the story of like reality is like what you make of it. And so this idea of like kind of to like not get too attached on reality, to kind of soften the blow of like, yeah, this is a story. And yeah, you think your whole life has been you have to oppose this champion, but like what does that mean?
Interesting.
Like what is reality really? Reality is what we make it.
Love to see it. Okay. Well, we've got one more chapter.
Okay.
It's called Chapter 4, The End. And this is of Wands. So let's draw ourselves a card. Who should be next? Me? We've done weird things to the turn order. I think it was my fault.
I think it's you because I think I went and I did the verbal fight.
That's true, right?
And then that led to the author interfering, and then
Great.
Or setting the scene because we're on chapter 4, right? Yes. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I know what's up. We know what we're doing. We're professionals.
We can count, and we know when it's not our turn. So everyone, I have drawn the 8 of Wands, and I have drawn it upside down. What does the 8 of Wands say? Well, I'll tell you. The reversed 8 of Wands says, you are forced to leave a loved one behind. After that big moment on the battlefield, that encounter between the champion, the chosen one, and Vile can't think about anything else, walks through the spell-blasted landscape, passes a strange stone that seemed to tell them something about reality, and then got back, having completely forgotten. Time has run out for the squire. Now is when the
No.
curse comes through.
No, the curse.
And Vile gets back just in time to see the squire taking the last breath. Tries to do something, but knows and has known the whole time that it's futile. Vile stands and weeps for the lost. I think that's all that scene's gonna be.
Wow. Tragic.
Tragic. Sad things happen in your stories.
It's true. We knew it wasn't going to end well. Vile knew, but it still sucks.
Still sucks.
Also, this feels very fitting now. Chemdog says reality is an accident waiting to happen.
Don't we know it?
Also true. Also true. All right. I must draw.
You must.
And in chapter 4, we draw from the wands.
The wands.
I got 3 wands, I think.
Yeah, that's 3
wands. And ooh, it's reversed.
Your reputation vilifies you. Or, if you were to do a reversal, your reputation precedes you. What could it be?
Ooh, I like our reputation vilifies us. And I think...
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah. And I think that although maybe there is something where Vile feels compelled to join the champion, I think that Vile gets close to committing to that. But I think in the end, there's just too much that they've invested in. And even with these messages that are coming from the author and bleeding into the story, they just can't accept that they can be the sort of chooser of their own path in reality, and that, like, it doesn't have to be that hard cut, but, like, the story does have a flow we need to follow. And they can't let go, and they still want that power, they still want that control, and so I think they betray our champion, our fallen star.
Ooh.
And I think that they attempt to organize a coup. Do we want to say that?
Sure, yeah.
I think. Okay. Yeah, I think they try to organize a coup from within. And I think it comes out that this was something they're plotting, and they are revealed as not being able to change, being stuck in their villainous ways.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It's good. I guess I gotta draw the last card of wands.
Also, I gotta shout out some of these wonderful people that followed me. So one, Paula Deming followed me, so thank you.
Thank you.
My mouth today. What's happening? The Mullet Show also followed me, which is a sick name.
It's a sick name.
The Mullet Show. Man, that's a sick name. And Arcus Ruin, thank you so much for following me over on Twitch. Appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. The
All right.
knight reads, a final confrontation with your foe ends in your victory, but it can be reversed to be ends in your defeat. I think it ends in victory, and it's not good. Vile takes this force, marches to the chosen one, surrounded, backed by this flank, this army that is so powerful, so ready, but so empty without the squire. And Vile marches up, can only think of how this time there will be no distraction. This time I will accomplish my goal. Nothing you say can stop me. And the champion, the chosen one, raises a hand and says, no, don't you understand? This isn't your destiny. You rise beyond this. It was foretold. And Vile doesn't care about a grander vision, doesn't care about what lies beyond this story, just wants that power back. And with a cruel, wicked edge,
Ooh.
ends the champion's life.
Oh.
As a final thing for this story, just before our strange epilogue, which I'm excited for, our author leaves us one more message from a major arcana. We are asked what the message says. Perhaps you and I together can look at a major arcana. We have drawn Judgment.
Judgment. That feels fitting based on what just happened. And it's reversed.
It's reversed.
What? I mean, I think I know what judgment means, but see if the book has anything else to add to what judgment can kind of represent in the tarot. In the tarot.
The tarot.
The tarot.
Call back to anyone who was here at the start of this stream when we couldn't pronounce tarot.
The tarot. Judgment. Oh, went too fast. Resurrection and resolution.
Whew. Well, ain't that something?
Yeah, it's reaping what has been sown. It's a card of karma, apparently. Can be interpreted that way. There are moments in everyone's lives when the outcome of a situation can be seen in direct response to how it has been handled all along. Sometimes we are pleased with how things turn out, and at other times not so pleased. So this is when there's an assessment, and you're going to appraise how someone has done. That's when this turns up what it kind of stands for. So it's karmic.
I mean, this is our author's message. What if it's as simple as, just like I told you to do?
Ooh.
Just like I planned all along.
Yeah, I like that. Like, they're just playing that, like, this was still my story the whole time. You don't have any control. You think you did that of your own volition, but that, too, was part of the plan. Also, what a thing to give to someone after they just kind of sacrifice, like, another path that I think they actually wanted, but they refused it because they felt it was being forced. Like, oh, whoa. Wow.
We have...
Betty's is saying Vile is toast. Yeah, Vile is definitely going to be emotional toast, I feel like, in this next bit.
Yeah, this is our epilogue now, folks. Your story is over. It is time to confront your author. I'll read this passage aloud. Your author has written parts of themselves into each of their characters, whether intentionally or unconsciously. We will examine our character spread, our squire, Vile, the squire, the chosen one champion. We examine our author. Which pieces of yourself, your friend, and your foe do you see within the author?
Chris, thank you for the hydrate. Cheers.
Tink.
So, which pieces of them do we see in the author?
I think that in the chosen one, there's the knowledge of how it all goes down. There's the coming to a place from outside and seeing it with your own eyes. The chosen one fell from the sky, was a fallen star, entered this world, and also shaped it. And that's there in our author. It's an insert of sorts.
I think in the squire, it's this like blind devotion to their art.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, even when they know like what they do might not matter as much, like this is just a radio show. They didn't get that big blockbuster movie deal they wanted. At the end of the day, they write to write. And so everything they do is in service of their craft and the story.
Ooh, I think for Vile, it's more personal. I think there was a moment in the recording booth of that audio drama when one of the actors, the actor for the chosen one, said something, and the author's heart was tugged like, wow, what a beautiful performance. I'm enthralled by this person. I'm enthralled by this actor for the chosen one. Got wrapped up in the performance, had a moment of crush almost. And I think that mirrored perfectly what happened with Vile.
Yeah.
Now, we have one defiance. There is one more sentence in this book of sorts, this story. You meet your author. They are no longer in control. What do you do? What do you say? And I will say, in the most meta thing in this entire book, they are no longer in control. What do you do? What do you say? Can be defied to become anything.
Ah, so it is. We can even defy the parameters of the rules of the book.
Kind of wild. Kind of an
Whoa.
avant-garde, crazy choice from Sam. That is cool as hell, frankly.
Off the wall. I love it.
One more time. You meet your author. They are no longer in control. What do you do? What do you say?
What do you do? What do you say? What would Vile do? I think Vile would just, like, at this point, they would, I think, want to know, like, why. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of the story? Like, what is this story about?
And I think we see with a flash a vision of the author as a child sitting in their home, thumbing through pulpy fantasy novels, devouring them, a quiet child in a lonely room, imagining a bigger world beyond themselves. We see a flash forward to a young person at a typewriter, tapping away and wishing that someday this story could become something, could be heard, maybe even adapted. We see a flash again, and all these aspects of culture and the world that they grew up in and lived in flash before the eyes of Vile. And then maybe seeing it all is too much, too overwhelming, getting a glimpse of the star stuff the universe is made of, and feeling the pull, the gravity of that story pulling them back in. Vile doesn't resist it and collapses back into the story. If you'd like to tell stories like this, then feel free to check out Death of the Author, coming to BackerKit in just, I think, a week. Click on that old link in the description. Check out Sam's work. Sam has also published a number of other games, including Anamnesis, I believe how it's pronounced, which is a popular and well-liked game of its own. Even follow Sam on TikTok at Goblin Mixtape. Sam's always hyping up RPGs, both RPGs they made and RPGs that she just thinks are cool. So there you go. Lucy, you're a little too late, and it's good that you didn't come any sooner, because our story got a little tragic at the end.
Hey, Lucy, how's it going? You just scared yourself with a horror game? What horror game were you playing? Ours definitely got... We were, like, telling a story within a story. It got really meta at the end. I think also what ChemDog says pretty well sums up the vibe. The gravity of the situation finally caught up with him. He got sucked back into the world. Oh, man. Oh, you're playing the Mortuary Assistant. Yeah, it is terrifying. I have played that, and it was requested. It was requested with the channel points, and it was, yeah. How'd you do? Did you live? Did you get possessed? How'd it go for you? I hope you didn't get possessed. I did not get possessed, but it was horrifying. It was, you know, you don't want to do anything in that game, but you have to do things to play the game, and that's part of the problem. Yeah, so this was our story. I feel like it was beautiful. It was tragic, nonsensical, It was so many lovely things. I really love it.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Amanda. What a pleasure. I'm
Thank you
joining
so much
you,
for
really, if we think about it. This is Amanda's stream
Thank you so
headquarters.
much for letting me join you, Kurt. I appreciate it here on my stream. It's always the light. But you know what? I am joining you because you picked this game. You made the over. You do so many things.
I
Like
do things.
you do things. Many things. Yes. So this was lovely. Definitely everyone go check it out. I did drop the backer kit link in the chat. I'll drop it again. Lucy is saying I gave up. My heart couldn't take much more. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. I think I played it for like, I don't even know. It felt like an eternity. I think I played it for like over 3 hours or something. It was horrifying. Time Roller, thank you so much. Or Lucy, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Time Roller.
Whoops.
Whoops. And appreciate you. Thank you so much for gifting. So kind of you. Thank you for paying it forward. Since Rapala gifted to you, now you have gifted. I love to see that in the chat. And although our game is done, I will spin this wheel.
Let's just see what it says.
Maybe we get an epilogue to the epilogue in the world, like post credits in the radio show. Oh, it's Spinner's Choice. Lucy, you can you can change the lights, the mic light or the backlight. You can make something awful happen in our story at the end if you want to end it on a sour note, or something lovely if you want some reprise from the terror that you faced. You could make some romance happen, which might be interesting based on some of the things we set up.
Something lovely, have we've been told. Easy.
Something lovely. Okay.
I have a thought, actually. I don't know if you
I would love it.
Already.
Yes. No, I have thoughts, but I'd love to hear what you think.
I think we see a glimpse of Vile swirling through the portal back to the world that our story was told in.
Vile was our main character, who was a villain, by the way.
Character, yeah.
Mm-hmm. For those just joining us.
And like coming to, opening the eyes, we see suddenly Vile's viewing the whole world with a new light. This is not just a place that exists. It's a place that was loved, and that was brought up with the imagination of one person, and everything that stretches before Vile was a thought in a child's mind, or a young person's, or the adult that they would become. Every blade of grass, something that was considered and placed just for Vile. And the other ones.
There are moments where we see, like, as we sort of went through that childhood experience before we got back here in that life experience, there are like little embellishments in the details of the world that I think come from the author's like life experience. Like there's like just the way that house looks in the distance. It's like an old fantasy cottage, but the door is like evocative of like a door that was like at their best friend's house. Like there's these little elements that we get to see of the author reflected in the world.
It all just suddenly looks so beautiful. Not just the default, but a place that so few get to be in. And I think that attitude sticks with Vile for the rest of Vile's days, moving through this plane.
And I think Vile does change. I think they move from a place of, instead of seeking power, now understanding that maybe it's just about like helping the world to be maintained and not about needing to control things. Like it's not about control. It's about the enjoyment of the place. It's about the story.
Yeah. And with that, folks, we will release you to your own stories in your own magical world that you live in.
Your own lives. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Kurt, for joining me. If you guys want to go follow Kurt, he is really awesome. He also makes games. They're really good. I've played them, and I know that Kurt is also my friend, but seriously, they're some of the best games that I've played. And also, if you want to check out this game, Death of the Author, it will be on BackerKit soon, so make sure you sign up and you can get notified when it goes live. You can also play it solo, so if you just like a little solo RPG, you could write your own little story. I love that. I feel like it's so good If you are a person that just loves creative writing, I feel like solo RPGs are amazing. But you could also play it with even just 2 of you, as Kurt and I have done tonight. So you don't need like a whole big party of people to play.
And what a pleasure it was.
I also really want to play it with like, is it going to come with any tarot cards or anything like that? Or you could also play it just with the deck, I know.
I don't know. I don't actually know what the backer kit page is going to show.
This is my dream for this game. So I hope that happens. But if not, you could probably play it with a tarot deck at home if you have one. Or a deck of cards. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. This was so much fun. I will be back on Thursday, where I might be playing Phasmophobia. Oh, I did not update my schedule for Nightbot on Twitch. Whoops. I will be back on Thursday night, though, at 7:30, where I might be playing Phasmophobia with Lucy if she's free. Lucy, you free? Do you want to play Phasmophobia? Do you want to be more terrified, but not at least with Mortuary's Assistant, which is on another level? Or I might be playing Bandle Tale, a League of Legends story, which is a cute crafting RPG set in the world of League of Legends. Super cute. And the other thing that I'll be doing is Friday, I'll probably be playing some more Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Maybe somewhere in there we'll do another tax stream if that's what people like. People seem to like it. It has over 1,000 views on YouTube for some reason. I don't know. Y'all are crazy. And I will be back as well on... No, that's probably it. And then probably maybe next Monday. We'll see. There might be another stream somewhere in the mix. We'll figure it out. Kurt, what are you doing? Is there anything you'd like to tell the people or anything that you have coming up?
Sure. I might as well mention my games. If you click through in either the description of this, if you're watching the VOD, or in the chat now as we link it, I make games, and some of them are free. A bunch of them are free, actually. Most of them even. You can tell them with your friends and have a little evening. Feel free to check them out if you'd like. That's pretty much all there is from me.
You should do it. Highly recommend. Also, Lucy says, I'm free and scared, but yes. All right. Well, I did re-download Phasmophobia, so maybe we'll do that. Give the people what they want. People were really excited for us to hunt ghosts. I was very surprised that there was so much joy over Phasmophobia. So, let's go hunt ghosts and be scared together. But for now... let's all go to bed or wake up or whatever time it is where you are whenever you're watching this.
I love or wake up like this is a dream for some of us. Or wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake
up. All right, friends. Well, we'll see you next time. And until then, wake up, I guess.
Wake up.
Right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.